Hello, my brave sketcher. Welcome to my second episode in a series where we are together exploring the interesting concept. We observe how the same giant object of the city could look from different points of view, from different angles, from different distance, in different time of a year or daytime, and even in a different context. The first video, I will put a link somewhere here, where I told in details why we need to do it, all advantages which we can get out of this project. I also explained to you how to choose your object and how to find ways to observe it from different angles if your giant object is not in your city or even is not in your country. Because my choice is a big Buddha from Thailand, Bangkok. Now I'm living in Serbia, so I'm super far from it. And I need to find a way how to catch different views of these giant objects. And if you have not yet choose your object for exploration in this series, you'd better to do it right now. If you missed some details and guidelines, you can return to the first video, and I explained everything in details there. And also, I just want to remind you that in this series I'm going to film 4 videos, 1 video in a week, so we will get 4 views of our giant objects. So you understand that in my case it is Big Buddha, in your case it could be I don't know, Eiffel Tower or Big Ben or something giant which is perfectly seen from different angles of the city where it is situated. So today is day 2 and let's start our exploration. So I'm going to show you my sketch from the previous video. It was the first sketch from this show, and here we had the front view to the Buddha. I refined this sketch and it is my vision of my project here, but for you, for successful participating and for success in completing of this project, it's enough just to draw your sketch in composition of color blocks. I would like to show you what I mean. It was the stage of the same sketch of mine which I was drawing a week ago, and I finished in the video on this stage. And I suppose that it is completely enough for you, especially if you are a beginner, because here on this stage we are learning interesting points of view. We are learning how to grasp beautiful compositions, and no need to solve all questions of illustration at the same time. So working this way, step by step, we are exploring different edges of illustration. So from this stage to this, we need to explore illustration a little bit more, not in this project. And you know that this sketch is much more time consuming. The first sketch, which was some middle stage, I was drawn in 20 minutes, but for this I spent more than 2 hours. So I hope that you understand me right. If you're a beginner and you would like to explore this theme of different points of view, different contexts of the same giant object, you need to stop after 20 minutes of drawing and after completing all these color blocks, and that's it. If you are experienced person, if you have a lot of time, you of course you can continue your exploration and adjust your sketch, no problem. But it is no need. And if you are busy, if you don't have time, if you have a lot of duties, just don't do it. Just respect your wish to find out something new, and it will be enough. You still get a lot of important information and very helpful tricks for your future learning process. And today I would like to tell you about one very interesting source of inspiration for me for this project. I will give you a clue that it was a collection of pictures, engravements, where we can many times return to one giant object of a landscape and explore it from different sides, closer or farther, in different weather, at different time of a day or even time of a year. Can you guess what I'm talking about which series of works I'm talking? You can pause this video and write in comments your suggestion. So I suppose that many of you guessed correctly, and this is the series of Hokusai, a Japanese artist who made this series in 19th century. And we are talking about his collection of 36 views to the Fuji Mount. And here it is the tricky thing that in reality in this collection there are 46 views. And because the series was very popular, and he added 10 additional engravements. And I am sure that you have seen, I will show you in a minute a couple of his engravements because because I want you to see it. It is very interesting, it is very inspiring and beautiful, and you will get my point why I decided to create this show, this project of drawing the same city object. In my case it is city, in his case we see more landscapes, but some city objects we can also find in his collection. So I'm more than sure that you saw this picture for sure, maybe many times, but maybe you did not know that it is one of this conceptual series of works, and it is so popular that I suppose that everyone on the earth saw it at least once. And by the way, I know it from maybe my childhood, and I was so focused in observation to this wave that I never noticed Fuji here before. And even these two boats with people who are struggling with this huge wave, you know, because this picture, it was just hypnotizing me. And only many years after that I observed it carefully, and I realized the plot, the story behind this art. So I will show you some more pictures from this series, and you can see different views, different contexts, different images. Even here it is like it looks like in Wimmelbuch. You need to find your main character. Sometimes it is not a main character. It is some important character of the series, but in some exact picture we pay much more attention to the bridge or to this boat or to this fisherman. And it is very interesting and clever approach of Hokusai, who shows us how you can work with the same object and how differently you can present it for us. Here you can also find Fuji mountain, and here we see some works, sort of on the farm, and a lot of people, and they are all tiny. Interesting work. Very beautiful color palette. So here I like this one very much. Here I like this minimalistic approach, that even we have not so much objects to observe. From the first glance everything is clear, but at the same time this picture for me is super charming and I like to observe it very much. Here it is again completely different story. This is some view from another mountain or hill, and here we can see people with horses and sort of serenity. If here we see hardworking people, and in Hokusai videos, to be honest, as for me, he romanticizing this hard work of people, but here we feel serenity. It is my vision. If you don't agree with me, of course I'm interested in your point of view. If you know more information about every of these engravements, of course you can write me your vision in comments and we can discuss it. It is one of my favorite ones of the series, I suppose, because I adore scenes with people where we can observe main character. By the way, Fuji mountain is here. It is so tiny here. It's completely unnoticeable. But this man who is also working, creating this, I don't know the name of this construction, but you can guess, in which normally it is wine prepared for, So he's hard working, and you can see on the background this serenity vibe, but on the foreground this super dynamic man who is working. And we can also observe for so long how he's working. By the way, in Russian, I'm Russian, if you forgot about it, it's an important fact. We have the saying that a person, one, can watch timelessly on three things. The first is how you can watch on the fire, how it is firing. The second, you can see the movements of a river. And the third thing, you can watch all the world's time, how people are working. Do you have in your country, in your culture, some similar saying? Write me in comments where are you from, and if you have something similar, also write about it. One more masterpiece from this series. Here we can see some sacred place, some temple, very decorative, and at the same time we admire the beauty of Fuji. And the last engravement for today, which I have chosen, it is without people, but it presents us these beautiful birds and birds in the flight. And I also like this picture very much, and this is so calming for me. Today I would like to make a special post where I will upload all these pictures from today's presentation, and you can observe them in details. And in the description of this video I will put a link to this series of engravements by Hokusai in Wikipedia, so you can go there and learn more information about it. And by the way, if you're interested in Japanese aesthetic or Hokusai exactly, write me in comments, and I can prepare a more detailed video about him and his art. So in this project we are also going to create a mini series with different variations. We will explore different views of the same giant, sometimes as a main character, sometimes not completely the main character, and we will make 4 sketches. Each sketch will have its own theme, so it will be much more convenient for us to choose the view of this giant. And maybe the most important reason that after all we can observe sketches of each other which will depict different objects, but they at the same time will be united the same topic. I suppose that you got my idea. If you have any questions, write in comments and I will explain it once again. So previous time we had this front view, and this time I decided to choose some close-up view. But I don't want some boring and obvious views like in this photo reference or even in this one. This one is not bad, to be honest, but still I want something different. Finally, I have chosen this reference because I would like to have something more unusual, a little bit mysterious. I would like to show you some original point of view, and I wanted to have some foreground like these parts, and to draw them in a graphic way. And in a minute I will show you my speed paint how I will do it, but you can easily guess how we can apply our method of drawing with this sketch. So we will divide everything. No, my format will be like this, not a horizontal but vertical, as I did on the previous video. So here this light part, maybe I will make it more bluish. 2 parts of Buddha we can see here, yellow. Here is a pinkish house, and some dark red part here, this roof, and here, and some shadows here. So I can easily divide this reference into parts, and from this point of view this reference looks very simple. So try to apply my approach to your situation and try to choose some close view to your city giant, and try to not to overthink. Just do it more. Just find some simple reference that you will draw it easily. So now it's time to sketching. Let's dive into it. So my sketch is ready. I spent it around 20 minutes to this stage, and I think that it is enough stage of your drawing process to complete the task. Afterwards, I suppose that I will refine this sketch and complete it, and in that case I will show it for you in my next video of this show. But for you it is completely unnecessary, only if you have this desire. Your main task is to make your compositional decision made of different color blocks. So I suppose that here on this sketch you can easily understand my vision, what I want from you. And by the way, try to guess what theme, what topic is waiting for us in our next third episode. How we will explore this city object, from which angle, from which distance, from which time of year. Try to guess and write your suggestion in comments. So, your homework for today. At first, choose your giant object for exploration. The second, find an interesting reference with a close view to it and try to articulate why have you chosen this exact view and why this photo reference looks appealing for you. Number 3, draw your sketch just in a simple way. Try to grab the composition using color blocks as I have shown you in my speed paint. And finally, you can show me your today's sketch. Just post in, upload it in the comments for my today's post in my free Telegram channel. The link will be in the description, so you can easily find it. Show me your sketch there and write a couple of words about you, about the giant which you have chosen for this project, why it looks appealing for you, and also I'm interested why have you chosen today's reference, why this reference from which have you drawn this picture looks appealing you, why it catches your attention. It is very important because I would like to understand your way of thinking during the sketching process. For me, it is the same valuable thing in comparison with the sketch. The sketch and your way of thinking, they are sort of equal. They're both important. That's it for today. We are continually returning for my big project Urban Sketching a Big Adventure. I will put a link to that playlist here, where we, in the previous month, we explored urban sketching objects day by day, and we upgrade our skills and our vision of city sketching. That's why we need to continue our exploration, because if we stop somewhere here, our skills, they start to degrade, to reduce, and in a couple of weeks we can lose them. And maybe what is more important, that we will lose our ability to start drawing and to understand where to start and how to do it, because we can forget it very, very quick, in a very short period of time. So we need to return to this theme of urban sketching drawing or cityscape drawing, and do it at least once a week to keep our levels of skills and to improve them. So we continue our sketching practice this way, and I would like to thank you for spending this time with me, for your interest to this project, and I hope that your drawing and my approach is useful for you, and you find out interesting things which you can apply for your sketches. See you in a week on the third episode of this show about some giant city object. I wish you a very nice day and inspiring sketching practice. See you. Bye bye.